This is my favorite Italian soccer team. And it has really nothing to do with anything beside that today I'm going to Italy. I believe that most of you are following this channel because you're interested in landscape photography like I am, and I thank you for that. I will ensure you that we will have a lot of content about landscape photography in the future, but today I'm in Rome. So I thought I will do something a little different, and in this video we will talk about street photography. And I mainly want to challenge myself in doing something a little bit out of my comfort zone. I will be in Rome for 2 days. I hope you can hear something because there is a lot of noise. I will stay in Rome for 2 days, and for the first day I will use my DSLR, my Nikon D810, with one lens, 50mm 1.8. And for the second day instead I'm going to use my iPhone 7 Plus. And see if the convenience of having a camera in your pocket with very light weight is going to be offset by the quality of a professional camera with a professional lens. Let's go. The main problem with the DSLR, of course, is the weight. And even if I'm only using one lens, I still need to carry a backpack, which when it's hot and when you are in a city like Rome and there's a lot of walking, it might be a pain. I've been walking just for 45 minutes and I'm really a little sweaty. At the same time I can play with my aperture, and so today I'm trying to use only f1.8 or f2 in order to have a very nice shallow depth of field, something that I cannot do with my iPhone. It is tough to find quiet corners in Rome to talk to a camera. I've been taking pictures with my DSLR in Rome for a few hours now, and I have to say that I love to be able to control my shutter speed. I love to be able to control my aperture, to play with shallow depth of field. It is nice to take pictures with this camera. So second day, yesterday was a lot of fun, taking pictures in the streets of Rome with my DSLR. Second day, instead, I will be working just with my iPhone. And to make it a little more practical, I did add a grip on my iPhone 7 Plus so that it will be easier to hold my phone and take photos just using my thumb. Let's go. Unfortunately, my trip in Italy is over. As you can see, I am back in my studio in California. And before talking about image quality of Nikon D810 versus iPhone 7 Plus, I want to tell you that I am not completely comfortable in showing you my street photography work because, of course, this is not my favorite subject. This is not what I usually do. At the same time, what I think was interesting in making this video was actually really putting myself in this situation, challenging myself with something a little different. I am embracing it, and you saw my images. I usually feel better when I show my landscape photography or my long exposures. Nevertheless, let me know what you think. Now let's talk about my experience and about the quality of the images that you just saw. Talking about the experience, I have to say that, in my opinion, there is no comparison in holding a DSLR versus holding an iPhone, even with if I had a grip on. I really don't mind to carry extra weight, being able to adjust all the settings in the way I want. I also think that because I am used to have my iPhone with me at all time, it's easier for me to get into the mood of taking pictures when I'm holding a DSLR in my hands versus the iPhone. When I hold a DSLR, when I have a DSLR with me, for some reason, my mindset changes and I start to look for things rather than just seeing. So even if it's true that the iPhone or any smartphone is with us at all time and is convenient, I have to say that I do prefer, even for street photography, carrying a DSLR. Image quality. It's not even fair to compare the full frame sensor of the Nikon D810 with the very tiny sensor of the iPhone. Looking closely at the images that I took in Lightroom, I can see that every time there is not enough light, the iPhone pictures are clearly grainy and full of noise. But at the same time, it is interesting that when you cannot rely on the quality of the camera of a DSLR, I have to say that it is a very interesting exercise to use the iPhone in order to practice your composition skills. So I strongly recommend to try this, because very often, and that's what I did with my DSLR, I rely on the quality of the camera in order to make my images more interesting. While with the iPhone, it's really a matter of decide what goes in the composition and what stays out. I hope you found this video interesting, and possibly you also got some inspiration to challenge yourself in using your camera in a way you're not used to. I certainly did, and I will do it again, possibly very shortly. Next month I'm going to New York, and I might come up with a new challenge for myself. If you want to see more contents like this, just let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Where she's gone.